Peace and love, everyone. Sending you all positive energy, high vibrations, success on your entrepreneurship, all love, all positivity. Today, I'm going to be speaking about the power of geometry. How can we tap into the universal love and just a little knowledge of how the ancient ancestors navigated throughout Kemet? Okay, every actual symbol in Kemet had a meaning. Okay, so when we're dealing with trees, okay, now the ancients had a massive underground water system. Okay, and this massive underground water system was one of the whole reasons was to navigate throughout the universe, travel, transmitting energy, technology, DNA, traveling, okay, throughout Kemet, okay, Tibet, Inner Earth, and Giza Plateau was the main three, but it's spread it throughout the universe, okay, Turkey, places like that. So when we think of water is being information, okay, water is energy, it carries memory, okay, it is electric, magnetic, it holds crystals, okay, and we think about us being filled of water, 90% of our body. For every small teardrop, there is millions of crystals in that water. Okay, so we are crystallized beings. Okay, so when we think of geometry, okay, we think of the power of nature. Okay, so GEO, DRE stands for Earth. Okay, Matri, like geometry. Okay, to break it down, because every ancient word has a meaning to it once we start tapping into the spelling, okay, because words are spells. So geometry is symbolic to the earth measurements, because everything is measured in a pattern of numbers, okay, measurements of alchemy, and also measurements of the golden ratio, okay, far as the golden ratio. So we measure from 1 to 1.6. Okay, so the measurements is found throughout the universe, in nature, on our body. From our wrists to our hand is a golden ratio of 1 to 1.6. Okay, our teeth, 1 to 1.6 measurement. So it's found throughout our body, it's found throughout nature, it's found throughout actually animals, and it's also found throughout architect buildings around the world. Okay, so not only did the ancients have that navigating massive water system they navigated through, but they also connected with an underground system with water that was connected with the trees. So the trees are electric magnetic. They also help the ancients to connect with nature, an electric magnetic field from the trees up into the heavens, up to different dimensions. Okay, so that's why trees are vital. We can actually take our hand and place our hand to connect with a tree and to release stress, anxiety, pain, and we can also heal ourselves with a tree. Okay, so we have to have the understanding of the power of geometry. Okay, so the ancients were in tune with geometry. They had the understanding of, just as well as life force is connected with geometry. They had the understanding that once they in tune with nature, they in tune with they self and a divine source of oneness. Okay, now for instance, as Reiki, we can take an actual plant, okay, and put a plant, like I said, water. If we put water and we put a glass of water on the right and a glass of water on the left, we can speak into that water energy, right? And if we're speaking positive to the water on the right, okay, then it's going to be beautiful. It's not going to change. It's going to stay the same, okay? If we talk into the water on the left and we speak negative, we speak bad, okay, it's going to change the whole energy of the water into a different coloring. So that's how nature works as well. If we are watering, we are talking, we are connecting with a plant in our house, it's going to grow, it's going to flourish, okay? And if we are not doing anything with that plant, it's going to die, okay? So we just have to have the understanding of, also, we can take a plant, and if it's dead, we can connect it to Reiki music with the frequency, and it's going to resonate with that plant and bring that plant alive, okay? So we are connected with the chlorophyll that heals us and that connects with the same plants, okay? Always be familiar with that. So we can actually take chia seeds, for example, and we can actually place them in a little pot. You ever heard the little chia? It was out for decades. Years ago, my grandma used to play it all the time. I don't know what I got on me. Oh, that's what. But my grandma used to play the actual chia. It used to be on a long time ago, and it used to be in Walgreens, and they was really little, pretty little plants. And I wasn't aware of to now, but they could actually turn into chlorophyll water. Okay, so chlorophyll, excuse me, plants. So we can take the chia seeds, put them in a small dish. Okay, I have a cup full of chia seeds now, and we can make chlorophyll out of it if it's sick. Okay, I don't know why I keep wanting to say clear. It's chlorophyll. It can sit and it'll actually grow the little leaves of chlorophyll. Okay, always be familiar with that. From chia seeds and a little bit of water in a small pot, and we'll have chlorophyll. And it's good for healing the body. It's good with all the natural minerals that we need, the nutrients to have us balance with our nutrients as well. And it's also known as the Asar drink. Okay, always be familiar with that. So, like I said, they navigated and they connected with trees, and it had that underground system that connected with different dimensions. Okay, when we're dealing with trees, so always be familiar with that. So trees give us the earth energy. Okay, it's connected with our lungs. Like if we're able to look, I posted a while back, and we look at the lungs and look at a tree, it's symbolic to our lungs. Okay, also it's symbolic to the tree of life. Okay, so always be familiar with that. Now, far as the ancient artifacts, okay, they drew really pretty ancient drawings of, artifacts of the gods, of animal kingdom, and they wanted us to have the understanding of nature and the power of nature, and how that the holies of the holies and the structures of the buildings was symbolic to nature. Okay, so they looked at nature as to have the understanding of the divine force, of the power of nature, the oneness, as within, so without, as above, so below. So that's why they drew these beautiful statues and monuments, so we can look at them and have the understanding of nature, and everyone is connected on one accord. Okay, the animals, the birds, the bees, the trees. Okay, and they were called, the temples was called the temples of the gods. Okay, so the buildings was to show us the connection with nature and the life force of the universe, which is nature. Okay, always be familiar with that. So once we have the understanding of nature and the power of geometry, okay, everything starts from that unconditional love of the heart space, okay, and expands itself out. So once we have the understanding of nature, the power of nature's, how the ancients navigated, how they were connecting with trees, how they were getting in the grass and healing themselves from any illnesses by herbs, also by connecting with nature. When we ground ourselves, we actually release stress. We connect our electric magnetic field back to the earth. It releases stress, releases inflammation out the body. Okay, it helps us to vibrate on a high frequency, and we connect in our electric magnetic charge with the actual grass, with the earth's energy. Also, we're able to touch a tree and connect our electric magnetic field with that tree. Once we connect with the tree, it helps us to release anxiety, stress, just like grounding. Recharge our electric and magnetic field, because we are all as one. Okay, we are all connected with that earth energy. So we are capable of connecting with nature and healing ourselves if we had a disease that was manifested from, our family generational curses. We can heal ourselves naturally by tapping into nature, tapping into 432 hertz, which is the God frequency, which is the frequency of the soul that resonates with us, that will heal us from any diseases. Okay, so once we are connected with nature and we have the understanding of animal kingdom. Okay, the animals have a pineal gland just like we do. Okay, the plants